Always fun, crazy. It's painful, but it's wonderful. What is the name?
It's Reusse Unchained.
All right, Patrick, it continues as our dear late friend now, Sid, used to say, crazy league.
Yes.
The Vikings go and lay an egg, as we were just talking about off microphone. The Packers last night lay an egg. You literally have no idea what's going to happen week to week.
No, you do not. But you have joined the Kevin O'Connell shouldn't be calling plays. Who is the offensive coordinator? I don't even know who the guy is. Who is
Wes
it?
Phillips. Wes
Wes.
Phillips is, but I
So we
said
would give Wes the control. Who would we give the control to?
give Josh,
McCown.
yeah, McCown,
McCown.
16 seasons. I just need somebody in game who's not going to just revert back to what he likes to do best with a quarterback who can't yet really do that.
I would say the most disappointing thing about Sunday's game is the opposition didn't play worth a damn. Really, the Ravens
No,
weren't that good. They were not sharp at all. The defensively they stink usually. I mean, they're not really good. And Lamar didn't have a great game, but they still managed to win what turned out to be rather comfortably. I think with all the angst about O'Connell and not calling runs on third and a half a yard, I think there should be much more angst about the quarterback, though. There's He's got a trajectory problem. I think that Brady used to tell us that have three ways of delivering the football, three arcs to deliver the football. This kid's got one the way it looks. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's always a telltale sign when you are trying to work with someone on their mechanics at mid-season of a season in which they were the starter. So yeah,
Yes.
but that's why I think if you're O'Connell, I don't understand why you're trying to execute your game plan when what you said is true, which is he can't execute that game plan yet. So do you
No.
just like keep doing it?
And by the way, the fact, okay, he missed all of last season with the knee. He was he was on the field doing things about halfway through, right? Can't he be working on his delivery at midseason last year? Can't he be doing something? I mean,
He can't work with the coaches.
he's been around. Oh, when he's on
IR, you can't practice, you can't do things with the coaches.
that's stupid.
Beyond talk
Yeah.
to them. Like you can
Yeah.
communicate with them, but you can't
Okay.
practice per se.
What would be the explanation for this? What
I don't
would be
know.
the idea for this not being able to work with a rookie who's injured? It's rather idiotic to say the least. So they can go in and show him film and do all that,
Yeah,
but if he's out on the field
they
working
can't.
on his mechanics, they can't stand next to him and tell him he's doing it wrong.
At some point in time, he can go do it, but yeah, I don't think you can be. I think that there's a if you're on the IR, you are what's the term persona non grata as far as football stuff goes until the season's done. If
Is
you're on
this
the season ending, which he was,
is this trying to keep them from conniving on that? Is it
probably.
It doesn't. I got to tell you, I had no idea about that. So I guess he is a raw rookie then, because he did have all off season to work on his mechanics.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It was. Here's the problem. We got he passed for 143 yards against Detroit, and we made it. The people who really want to believe in him made it sound like it was just a hell of a performance, and he was fine. He did what he had to do, but to suggest that was that's like the taking the fourth quarter of the first two games of the first game and saying, "Boy, isn't he great?" And that was the whole post Detroit victory mantra too. That he was great. He threw for 143 yards, and again, I think his quarterback rating was 62 or something like that in that game. So he's his quarterback rating is awful, right? Isn't he? He's got to be at the bottom of the league almost, right?
I'm guessing, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, it has been, to put it kindly, uneven.
Yeah, yeah. And the other part to me is the thing I've been contemplating here is they they were so confident in him that they'd rather play an invalid on in a game rather than give him. There's no way that he wasn't ready to play the game where Wentz, you know, was out there with one arm.
Oh, the Chargers game,
He
yeah.
was ready to play. What are they being so cautious for? He's a first round draft choice. Go play. I don't get it. I don't get why they've been babying him. He's but I tell you one thing. Has there ever been a more hilarious midweek story about a guy followed by the performance? The thing about his alter ego Nine, who takes over his persona as he's ready to play a game. That might have been I guess that story had been out there when he was at Michigan and stuff, and it was recycled. But you know,
I don't think it was, Pat. I think nine. I think that was a whole new thing.
was
I think everyone was very surprised.
I thought people at Michigan knew about it. I thought
I I don't think it was a story there. No, no, because he used to be Mr. Smiley Face guy, and
Mhm.
then because when nine is nine wants to kill you, but then nine didn't
Yeah.
show up on Sunday. See, that's the problem.
No,
That's what
who
happened on
was
Sunday. We
who was
forgot
there?
nine.
Who was there? 4.5 on it was 4.5 on Sunday. Maybe it
I don't
was.
know, but it wasn't
Uh,
nine.
it wasn't 9. Yeah, he seems to be quite a talker, but I don't. That was. Yeah, you got to throw the ball. You can't have 3 passes not been knocked down, and it seemed like more. At the line of scrimmage,
I think it was four. Yeah.
You can't be having this many passes knocked down at the line of scrimmage. So I don't
Hmm.
know. They're they. But you look at the division now. Detroit, obviously the superior team. The Bears just keep playing bad teams and pulling them out at the end. So you got to beat the Bears when they come to town, don't you? The Bears are,
I'd like to say yes. I have no idea anymore,
no, that's true. That's true. But they're,
but yes.
they've had some wins, but they haven't been impressive at all. And of course, they they just basically the season opener put that win in a big gift package and handed it to the Vikings because they should have been 3-2 touchdowns ahead instead of kicking the ball game away. But you're right. It's hard to figure. The biggest thing here is Grenard. They say Grenard has avoided a major injury. Does that mean he's going to play this week or not? Because he is important.
That's become the Vikings fallback now, is to have a guy walk off the field and you think, okay, his season's done, and the next day say, we got good news, so we'll see.
Yeah, yeah,
Stay
right. Yeah,
tuned.
yeah, that is their whole new deal. It's always wrapped in the fact that it's good news, but then he might not play for 3 weeks.
I want to
So
see him come to the podium, KO, say, you know what? I got bad news.
yeah,
Jonathan Grenard's shoulder is somewhere between here and US Bank Stadium. If you find it, send it to us.
yeah. That's is that the same injury that he had previously? Is he
I don't know.
re-injured it? A different one? Didn't he
I
have
don't
a? He
know.
had to. He had
Yeah.
one. He missed what? 3 games earlier, right? 2 games earlier. So
Oh no, that was Van Ginkel.
oh, Van Ginkel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Grenard
I
has
got.
been hurt before this season, but I
Yeah,
forget what it was. He didn't
I
miss a
got
game.
my I got my star outside guys who had more to do with the good defense last year than it. Two of the greatest signings in Viking history, bringing those two guys in here
How
when they
about
when
that?
they play. They're both great, but yeah, I got my Van Ginkel and my Grenard mixed up, which is I shouldn't because the one guy needs a haircut desperately. I should know who he
You
is.
know what he couldn't do? Van Ginkel, he could never get into Disneyland circa 1968.
No, that's right. They'd make him.
Get a haircut.
Was you were? Did they have that rule? I know he could have
Yeah.
played for the Yankees.
Uh-uh.
You couldn't have the long
The
hair.
long hair, that was a late 60s thing. Yeah, it's a
Walt
pop
was
culture thing. I've seen a
Walt
reference.
was still alive then, right? Walt must have
Yeah,
been
I think so.
Walt must have been a bit conservative in his views.
You
Yeah,
think?
might not have been that all embracing guy that we thought he was. When he was doing the little setup on his TV show that he came off as grandfatherly Walt, who did like long hair. Okay, Walt, thank you very much. Anyhow, it was a disgusting performance, I would say. And now I got to admit, I went to a crazy movie, Begonia, and came back and watched it on replay. So that was, I guess I knew what I, wa- I was watching the first half, trying to say, how'd they lose this game? I
Yep.
couldn't quite figure it out because Lamar. I wonder if Lamar is fully healthy. What do you think? He missed some time. He just doesn't look sharp.
I don't think he's fully healthy. He's still good, but
No.
yeah, no, no. I mean, and plus, it's a hamstring, and that dude's
No.
legs are incredibly important. So no, I
Oh
don't think he's
yes.
fully back.
Yes, he is. So
I
well,
don't think he's fully
anyhow.
back.
Anyhow, noon kickoff and no, I guess we had no worries that when do they start changing starting times?
They can well right now they can change them for I believe we're in the sun or I know we're in the Sunday night window of changing times.
Okay.
I don't know when everything else kicks in, but I wouldn't be too concerned. And I
No,
think
right.
the only Sunday night game left on the schedule, I think, is the Cowboys, and they're not going to move a Cowboys game.
No. So yeah, and I was thinking that the Bears Vikings would have had some potential maybe if the Vikings had won, but
Sure.
to get moved. But well, I don't know. I watched about half hour of your podcast on Sunday night. Or Sunday. I watched the replay. So how was the general mood? Would you say
Sour, not good. Don't blame them.
mad at KOC?
Mad at that. Some people are mad at McCarthy. Some people are just mad about the whole thing. Like, because you don't know. That Detroit game, the game was
That
encouraging.
yes,
Like,
yeah.
forget McCarthy, the game was encouraging, and then you come back with, to your point, this complete clunker. And so I think fans are frustrated because every time they want to get back on the bandwagon, it stalls out again.
Do you think that the new stadium, as large as it is, and holds several thousand more people than the Metrodome, is as hard for the opposing team to play in as the Metrodome was?
It wasn't on Sunday, no, no,
No,
and
I mean, no, a couple of years ago weren't they 2-6 at
they're
home?
1-3 right now, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. The people talk about how loud it is and changing the plays and the whole skull nonsense, but I think the dome, the old dome, was more cramped. That you were closer to everything there, and you didn't
Yes.
have you didn't have people sitting thousands of feet up above you. I think the other place was more intimidating. Maybe I'm wrong.
I I think the nicer your stadium gets, the less
Yes,
intimidating it becomes. And the Metrodome was a piece of crap, you know?
yes,
Like it,
yes.
it wasn't
But
great, but I think when the
you
Vikings
could go to the bathroom faster, though.
Oh
I mean,
god, yeah. You know one thing that's changed too since the stadium opened is and I think this is like within the last I don't know, 8 years or so. Anyway, do you know now it feels like every game, Pat, there are thousands of opposing team fans in that stadium. The
hmm
Ravens had I can't tell you the amount of purple
really?
from their their dark purple I saw.
Yes.
It just feels like every game now and it feels like this is a league thing too cuz you see like Vikings fans travel now. They didn't used to travel like that. So you're watering down the home crowd now with all of these opposing fans and I got to think that that plays a role.
And I think that prices probably have a lot to do with that, right? Because you're a season ticket holder here,
Yes.
and I can sell two of my games and get my money back, or a good hunk of my money back because
Yes.
I'm paying 450 for a seat. If I can get 700 for it, I'm gonna probably do it.
And
Why?
potentially a seat license.
Yeah,
You know, it used to be in the dome, if I recall correctly, it used to be the only game that fans were like encouraged was don't sell your Packer tickets because they
yes,
drive here and fill your stadium up if they could.
yeah.
But I don't ever remember outside of like Pittsburgh, which has always traveled well. I don't ever remember going to a game in the Metrodome and seeing like thousands of 49ers jerseys
Yeah,
or Ravens. So that's a new thing. But yeah, you're right. I think it's based on prices.
and when we would when I'd go on the road with the Vikings, you'd see 100 people in the hotel lobby. I don't know what it is like now, but and it wasn't like an elite crowd. It looked like it was it was people that this was their one vacation of the year, going to a Viking game or two in some place and hanging out. It was not the wealthy like people who would buy tickets and then fly into town and
Right.
stay in some nice hotel or something. So it is a different crowd at the prices that they're charging now. I mean, it's I know some guys who's got tickets in this stadium and have never gone to a game. They just basically sell them all. They they get the they get the grandnephews tickets for the exhibition games, and then they sell the other ones. So I don't know. We'll have some Bears fans here. Do they still travel? I don't know if they still travel. They've
Oh, I'm
been
sure they do now.
they've
Yeah.
been down a little. I suppose they got Caleb fever now. Even though I don't know, I think he's overrated. I don't like him. That
Well,
he's an athlete.
their
He's an
defense is terrible still.
yes, yeah. So we'll see. Big test for 9. Big test for 9 this week. If he stinks it out again, you know what? I got news for 9. This is a key game because they'll turn on you here pretty quick. You throw up another clunker one, and you lose to the Bears, and the
Yeah.
season's then over. They'll turn on you. By the third quarter, you're gonna hear it if you play like you did last week.
Oh, they'll boo your ass. Yeah, no question about it. No
Yes.
question. No
Yeah.
question. Hey, so I saw your Gopher related column on Sunday. Did you go to basketball?
I went to the men's basketball game. Yes.
Okay.
Not I'm gonna make a confession. I went to half of it. I couldn't stand it. It was terrible. It was it was 30-4, and I started looking around saying, "Why am I here?" Because the previous evening, the women's team had nudged Manhattan 99-36, and now it's 30-4. Uh, I'll say one thing: this guy he's not as dedicated to a lousy schedule as Ben was in the non-conference schedule, and they are going to Missouri Wednesday, and he wanted to play St. Thomas in an exhibition game over at St. Thomas, but they were busy with the Army game and stuff like that. But they're gonna, Nico's gonna play them next year. He realizes how stupid it is to pay 75,000 to have Alcorn State come in here when you can probably give St. Thomas 20 and have them come over and put 12,000 people in your arena. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't know if that was a Coyle thing or a Ben Johnson thing, but it was so stupid not to play them, and Nico will end up playing them, but I don't have any idea what to tell you about the team with the players that they've had now. There was probably the I said this yesterday. There were two main age groups at the game Saturday. 3-year-olds and 75 or 80-year-olds. They were the regular fan base, and then everybody brought their kids. We had all kinds of little kids running around the place, who, by the way, were out. I left at halftime. Most of the kids were gone by then. They couldn't even stand it. So yeah, it's ridiculous. Alcorn State. Did you see that I had in there? Their
I read your column.
first
Yeah.
their first 12 games are on the road. They have 9 games at major major conference teams where they're just getting the checks. Their home openers January 17th. Is this any way to play Division I basketball? Go play D3 where you're supposed to play. I
Yeah.
then I looked up their hometown, a dusty little town in Mississippi of 2,300 people. I
Wow.
think recruiting would be a little tough, wouldn't it?
Wow.
It's
So
short,
do
but
do the Gophers have players who are going to stick around? Like I don't recognize most of the
oh,
Gophers names.
they're all new, yeah.
And are they sticking around or are these all going to be are these all guys that are going to leave after a year
Well,
like
quite a few of them are seniors, I think. Like the three or four of them are probably three or
all
four of the
right.
new guys might be out of eligibility, but who knows? Who knows? They just keep going to school. So some I don't know who's the senior and who's not, but no, it's still going to be get to know them next year. But
Part of
I
the attraction of Gopher basketball used to be Willie Burton, Melvin
yes.
Newbern, Jim Shikenjansky. You know that you knew these guys.
Oh heavens, yes, yeah. Willie was here 4 years. He didn't even go to the NBA a year early. For goodness sakes,
Vashawn, like Bobby
yeah,
Jackson. I mean, 2 years on Bobby, right? But you still
2 years on
felt like you knew
Bobby, but
Bobby.
oh yeah, it is. It is. I don't think. Well, there's nothing harder in sports than being a fan of a college sports team. Now, is there? Because you don't
No.
know. Drake. I see Dave Shamma, who's still doing his sports headliners thing, and he does a lot of Gopher stuff. He was raising speculation as to what it's going to cost to keep Drake Lindsay next year as the quarterback. And, the number one thing in college football has become well, it's in pro football too, but we wait and draft a guy for the new one in pro football, and then we bring him in and we could got him for 5 years if we want him. In college football, who's every one of these teams that's good has a free agent quarterback. None of them have a homegrown quarterback. They all have a free agent quarterback, and Lindsey, it's probably going to cost you two at least to keep him. So,
I agree. I
yeah,
agree. I tweeted that just out like
yeah,
a month ago. I tweeted this guy's really good. It's going to cost to keep him. I immediately got back notes. His family's rich. He
oh
won't
yeah,
leave.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
dedicated to the U. He's an SEC kid. He's an
yeah,
SEC. If I'm an SEC team with a lot of money, you know what? I'm going to say,
yeah,
Trey, come back here and let's kick Arkansas's ass together since
yeah.
they didn't want you.
You think if Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss calls him up and come on down here and the boss and with all the co-eds and oh wait, I don't know what his girlfriend situation is, but
The atmosphere.
come on down here and we'll give you 2 million. You think it's gonna? Oh no, I'm loyal to Minnesota. I mean, PJ is Rasputin. He's in a lot of their heads, but if you're a plus, if you're a quarterback like him, you want to, if you're as good as you think you are, you want to play for a championship, right? You're not
Yeah.
you're not playing for a national championship with the Gophers. Sorry, folks.
Yeah. Well, if I can play on Saturday nights in the SEC or the Big Ten at 11 a.m. on a Saturday
Yeah.
in 2025, I'm taking Saturday nights in the SEC.
Yes. You know, I would guess that's. And you know what's funny is when you're wrong on your free agent quarterback, it's just like the NFL. If you're wrong on your quarterback, you're in trouble. I mean, look at Wisconsin. They were they're wrong on their quarterback, so they can't score any points at all.
If I'm a National Football League player though right now and I look at college, I say, why do I have a players association when these guys are free, they get paid every year and then they're free agents allowed to work new deals every year? Like if there was a players association for college, it's 10 times better than the pros are.
Judd, but most of these people are now they got somebody working in their behalf beyond the family, right? They
Yes.
got
Oh
an
yeah.
an agent of some kind. Remember what baseball was like when it first had free agency and nobody was checking out the agents and they were all bringing these guys in and stealing their money? I don't think the NCAA has a clearinghouse for
Oh, that's a good point.
agents. Do they? These might be just buddies who are, figuring out a way to steal their money.
That was
Uh,
Bert, right? Didn't
LaRue
Bert lose a
Harcourt.
ton of money?
Well, yeah, Bert did, but worse, Bill Campbell and Dave Goltz and a couple other guys. LaRue Harcourt stole all their money.
Oh,
Bert hung around long enough. He got his money stolen, but then Bert pitched another 10 years, and made money. So he came out okay, but Billy Campbell had no money left, and Dave Goltz lost. Dave Goltz ended up selling real estate in Rosset, Minnesota, or something like that. So the
hmm.
Harcourt, he ended up in federal prison, I think. LaRue Harcourt. I know he went to prison. I'm not sure if it was federal. I think it was federal prison. But he was Bert's guy. I mean, he was Bert's guy, and he introduced him to the uh, the players. And I think
Oh no.
there were other guys wandering around, just friends who were. I don't know how Lyman's guy was, but Abdul Jalil was his name, and he was his Lyman's mother wife found him. She was a buddy of his. But it was always fun to see him come into town for a negotiating session because he kind of wore a green suit and a black guy with slick hair and very, very hip modern guy coming in to talk to Howard Fox and Calvin Griffith. It was quite a cultural shock for both sides, I'm sure, back then.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Speaking of the Twins, did you see Tommy Watkins has left for the Atlanta Braves coaching
Oh,
staff?
really? They let Tommy go too.
I
So
guess Hank Conger's gone.
I
What?
thought Conger was gone. I didn't know Tommy had gone. And
Tommy just went and so the connection being made immediately is this. Tommy and Buxton are very, very tight. The Braves tried to get Buxton last season, and Buxton said no, thank you. Would Tommy be used to recruit Byron?
yeah, I love Byron. He had a great year last year, but he's still a risk, right? I
Oh,
don't think
absolutely.
I don't think Atlanta, although we don't have any idea what the mentality is of ownership right now. We don't know if they are
Correct.
dedicated to kill. Are they dedicated to still cut payroll? Are they going to get rid of Pablo? Are they going to get rid of Joe Ryan? What are they going to you know I mean, we don't know what they're going to do if they're trying to you know really figure the fans are so upset anyway. They might as well just wave the red flag in front of them and get them even madder. I don't know. What do you think? I have no idea what they're up to.
I don't trust them. I mean,
Oh,
everything that they were asked, Shelton at the press conference and then
yeah,
Falvey afterwards, they didn't answer anything. And Shelton
no.
just kept saying, "I know, but I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
basically not going to tell you.
And he said,
I'm with you. I have no idea."
he did say, well, what I've been told was made me want to have the job. But then again, he came from Pittsburgh, which has got a worse payroll than this team. So, and you know what we should do? They should put together a tremendous package for Paul Skeens, and then sign him to a $400 million contract for 10 years or something like that. That'd be a bold course. If the Twins did that, then he'd come down with a bad arm. But we found out when Paul Skeens' girlfriend is here to watch Paul pitch,
Livy,
they draw a big Libby's here. They had like 6,000 young girls that all of a sudden showed up at the game just to take a look at Libby. So
that was the last great crowd of the season, wasn't it?
yes, it was
It
to
was
see.
early July, and he pitched. It was a great pitching matchup. There was a giveaway that night. and yeah, Livy Dunn showed up, and
Yeah, Libby,
that
yeah,
was great.
there was a lot of young girls running around trying to. They love Libby, man. This showed you the power of Instagram, didn't it? That
Oh
we
yeah,
think that we think that this is promote, whatever traditional promotion is. But it's Instagram's more important than what the rest of
TikTok,
us are doing. Yeah, I
Instagram.
mean that stuff. It's unbelievable.
That's where the kids live.
Yes, it is. It's traditional. Looking at things, tradition TV ratings. Oh, like the NBA. Oh, the NBA's got a TV rating crisis. No, they don't. They might have as far as watching a game, but the they got 50 million kids looking at videos. Of who's ever done Ant Duncan or whatever it is. They got.
Yes.
That's the new. Not that's where the youth of America is engaged. By the way, did what is we now have to wait 2 weeks for the Loons to be back on Score North, right?
Oh, is it 2 weeks now
Not
before
in
we play
San
San
Diego.
Diego?
This was the greatest game in the history of soccer in Minnesota
I
the
I
other
couldn't
night,
watch it.
right?
I
Did
don't get
you?
the Apple TV
You don't get.
subscription.
Oh no, I couldn't watch it either, but. Because I couldn't watch it either. But the thing was going on into the night, right?
Yeah, it was like
It was
10 rounds.
10 rounds, and did you know what I discovered? There's a lot of things for me to discover when I'm following hockey. I mean soccer, but when you get to the 10th round and one of the players has been ejected, the goalies shoot. They
What?
go through the lineup. You have to go through the whole lineup. So the goalies, the 10th shooters in the shootouts were the two goalies. Did you know that?
No, I had no
St.
idea.
St. Clair scored, and then the other goalie hit the crossbar, and we won. The goal. I had no idea that
I
the
gotta
goal.
call Marthaler. I'm very confused now.
Yes, right. I can only imagine the trauma that my emergency contact, Jonathan Harrison, are going through with that
I
one.
had no idea.
Yes,
But that's because it's on Apple TV, which I don't get, with the
yeah,
subscription, which I don't get. So I wouldn't
yeah.
have had any idea.
Well, we have Apple TV, but I'm not paying the 25 extra a month or whatever it is to have soccer on, for God's sakes.
So we have to wait 2 weeks?
Yes, and you know who we're playing? The number one seed in the West,
San
San
Diego.
Diego, an expansion team.
I know it's wrong. It's like the Vegas Golden Knights. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Expansion teams are supposed to be like
But
the Minnesota Timberwolves, 16 and 66.
I agree. I agree completely. But you know what this brings back? This harkens back to memories of the '80s when the Strikers and the San Diego
Yes.
Sockers and indoor, and San Diego would always beat us when it mattered.
Was it? Was it? I think it was the Strikers that called me out. Maybe it was the Kicks when they were Kicks had an indoor team too, right?
Yep. Yep.
And
First.
they were promoting it, and I was at St. Paul, and they called me up and said, "Why don't you come out to a radio? Why don't you come out to cover a game, watch a game?" And and I said, we're doing each other a favor if I don't do that. Okay, everyone, because you don't want me to come out and watch this. It wouldn't do you any good because
Oh.
I'd write I don't want to do it, and if I did do it, you wouldn't like me anymore. So let's just go. I took my kids, I took my sons when they were fairly young to a to an indoor game, and I don't think they ever forgave me. To be honest, they were not into the indoor soccer.
Oh, 15 to 14,
Yes,
16 to 13. Are you kidding?
yeah.
Oh, hey,
It-
before we go, sell me a car, please.
all right. Hey, Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers. We got lots of SUVs. I was out there a couple weeks ago. New Buick SUVs, several varieties. They're tremendous looking machines. I'm sure they run great. I'm hearing great reviews from people I was talking to out there who were just looking, and fantastic. And here's the deal: low interest rates and high factory rebates, and financial people that will make it happen. I've bought my last 6, 7 cars out there. It usually takes me about 20 minutes of talking with the financial guy to make it happen. So whatever you're comfortable with, they'll make it happen for you, price wise. Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers, straight out Cedar, 147th. Take a right, and Apple Valley, and you will have a good vehicle experience.
Outstanding, sir. We'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
All righty, see you. Goodbye.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yep.